Yo, yo, yo. Vegas, what's popping? Your boy's back. Finally in some action. Had a couple cancellations, couple of little fumbles here and there, but we're back on track, back in action, back over here at the podcaster studio. I'm getting blessed tonight by my man, Ellis Camino, legendary DJ, strip club DJ. I think you do other DJing as well, right? Overall DJing? Or
sometimes I do,
club?
yeah. It all depends on the venue or if I get called. Like, I'm not opposed to doing weddings.
Ellis is also a fucking rock star, tattoo artist, and porn star.
Yeah. I just got nominated last year for an AVN award. So I was nominated for favorite independent male creator. So my niche is tattoo porn. So I tattoo real tattoos and real fucking at the same time.
Really?
Yeah, it was a little bit of adjustment because when you're in tattoo mode, you're not really in fuck mode, and then to go back and forth, like my dick was, having some problems. It was like, what the fuck are you doing to me?
Yeah, how does that?
Fucking? Or are we tattooing?
How does that work? So like you start doing a little outline and then you give her some dick and then we do the outline.
we do the outline first, and then depending on how it's all choreographed, then you can do some of it. Then you stop, and then you go back to the tattooing. I don't like doing it that way because it's like once I'm in one mode, it's hard to switch to the other mode and then back and forth.
Yeah, especially being an artist.
Right, because and the thing about me is the tattoo has to be as good as the content. I can't have no boo-boo tattoo and then have some great content. It all has to work out. So I started doing like a time-lapse thing where I'll like either wear my GoPro or I'll have it where you actually see the live tattooing. And then we have like a little skit in the beginning where they're like, I'm here for my consultation. I want to get this tattoo done. I go, well, for that one, it's going to be payment up front. Oh, that's fine. And how are we paying for this? Then they use the discount code, which is banana. And that's when the action starts. And it goes from there. And then we film everything. And then we go to the tattoo and I have a little time lapse. Sometimes I like doing the tattoo first because it's like you can vibe with the talent. Then you can kind of get like a better scene out of it. So that works out too. Or it's better afterwards because then I can just chill and just tattoo and just focus on that. It all depends on the talent and who I'm shooting with and what the vibe is. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of work. After a day of doing that, I'm pretty much just fried. I am fried. Like tattooing, set up, tear down, because I film everything myself. I edit it myself. I direct it myself. Everything is on me.
Fuck, bro.
I know.
No wonder you got nominated.
Yeah. I mean, it was another company I was with that was doing it. I'm not going to mention their name because we kind of split ways, not in the best way possible. They didn't even start it either. They bought it from someone else. And now they're claiming that they invented it and they're the ones that can only do it. I'm like, I didn't sign a no compete anything, so I'm going to do it what I want to do. And if you don't like it, too fucking bad.
So you're mainly independent porn star action?
I just got a talent agent, next level, so they are going to be sending me out on gigs too. Plus, I'm such a great editor that a lot of these companies don't have editors. So then they'll farm me out to edit some stuff or, hey, can you edit this for us? And that pays too. So it all depends on what the vibe is. So
for the people out there that aren't really into porn or don't know too much about the porn game behind the scenes, what's the money like in that industry?
It all depends. Sometimes it's just content trade or you're getting paid for a shoot. Like if I go get paid, like it's usually like anywhere from $400 to $1,200 depending on who's paying. Depends on what the company is. As you start getting more into it, then you start getting paid more. But then at the same time, they don't want to pay for all of that, so they'll use somebody that's coming up. So it all depends on the company. Most of the companies treat talent really well. Others do not. Some directors aren't really good with male talent. Some directors are good with it. So for me, as I'm getting more behind the scenes, I'm going to launch my own studio. So since I've been in front of the camera, I'm better at behind the camera. And then if I do have male talent, I can be better to shoot them and make them feel better about their performance.
Yeah, they'll be more comfortable working with you, so to speak.
Right. And just to say, everybody at one time or another flops a scene. It's just how it is. But there's things.
Now, what do you mean by that? Just the dick can't get hard, or they nut too fast, or
there's all kinds of things that happen. You're only human. But I mean, it's one of those things where, or you and the talent do not get along, and it's just like,
yeah, there's no chemistry. Have you ever had scenarios like that where there was no chemistry?
I've had that, and it's really hard to just kind of fucking.
It's awkward as fuck.
It is a little bit, but at the same time, you're there to do a job, so you have to compartmentalize and just get your shit ready. There's a lot of things that we can take too. I'm not gonna divulge on what those industry things are because they're kind of secrets, but we can take some stuff that makes us be able to perform.
Oh, really? Still be able to, even if you're not into it or you're not attracted?
There's a lot of straight guys that use some of this stuff to do gay porn, even though they're not gay. This particular product doesn't need to be, you don't have to be aroused. It just.
Really?
Yeah. I have a name for it. I call it penicillin. I think that's
penicillin.
The one I call it.
Fuck, bro.
So it's
you think you could slide me some after the show?
Oh man. Well, you can't abuse it because after you use it for too long, your shit won't work without it ever.
Oh shit. No, I would like to just check it out one time or two times maybe, you know what I mean? Just to see if the little fucker still could get some action. You know? Now that, speaking of the little fuckers, I always tell everyone I got a little fucking cock, you know what I mean? But no one ever believes me. But hey, it's easier for me to put it in bitches' asses. You know what I'm saying? But that being said, no homo. Now, are you well endowed, or how does it work? Do you got to have a big dick to be in porn, or do little dicks matter?
It all depends on the porn. Some of that has a genre for that. So, I mean, I'm not like ridiculous, but I'm in the average range for typical male porn stars. So I'm not like, whoa, holy shit, but I'm competing with everybody else. So I'm above average.
Nice.
So
nice.
Yeah, and there are things that you can do to make it bigger too. Like if you want to, there's things that you can use. There are products that will make it bigger. It's just a lengthy process. It's not something that's going to happen overnight.
Yeah, I hear about dick pumps all the time. Do dick pumps help?
Yeah, a lot of us use that too. I mean, that's something that you have to use, but you have to use it on a consistent basis for a certain amount of time. And within, 6 months to a year, you gain a little bit more, but you got to be careful.
Now, not to put too much info out there about myself, but I think it was like back in, I want to say either 11th or 12th grade, or when I was fresh out of high school, a chick was riding me, and I swear it felt like she fell off and slammed her ass cheek on my dingling, and fucking I think my dick broke, dude, or like
that can happen.
Whatever, like it like felt like the little fucker snapped in half. So I was doing a cycle of juice back then, and I went to a place called A Touch of Romance. They might still be out there in Seatown, Cerritos, and I bought one of those dick pumps, and so I was like constantly using the little fucker, trying to pump the little fucker up, and I think I rejuvenated it or kind of rebuilt the little fucker by that. But
basically, you're just drawing blood into the chambers. That's what it is, and over time, it will expand because you keep stretching them out. I mean, it's not like it's.
Yeah, it was just weird, bro, because my dick was like, it just looked crazy. It looked like I don't know. It was fucked up, bro.
Like a bone sticking out.
Dude, it was just weird. And then I rebuilt the little fucker, though, and it works good now. You know what I mean? But, wait. I just had to ask about the dick pump shit if pros use it, because I used it along with some steroid juice shit, and I think it all just, it rebuilt the little fucker.
You might have repaired it. There's So, I mean, it's just one of those things. I'm lucky that I wasn't blessed like I am. So
penicillin, I gotta look into this, bro.
It's called Trimix. So it's an injection. You have to inject it in your dick.
Fuck, does that shit hurt?
It can if you do it wrong. But that's the thing. Like sometimes, like when you like, that's the thing too. It's like, you gotta understand, like porno is not like fucking your girl. It's not like having a good time with somebody. You can have fun doing it. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you're there to do a performance. And, if shit's not working right, you have to make sure that you are performance ready when the day comes. Doesn't matter. Because if you're not, and then you get a rep for not doing that, studios stop hiring you. It's like the kiss of death. So back in the day, there was only like 12 male performers. There's like 20 of them.
Yeah.
They got used all the time. Now there's a ton of people. But at the same time do you see the same faces? No, you might see one guy once. But so the ones that stand out are the ones that are consistent. So you gotta understand something. It's not like you're gonna go have sex with a girl like, oh, this is so awesome. Got a bunch of people around set filming you. You got a bunch of people eating. Got people with the camera. They got the the microphone. They got all the stuff in there.
Dick might get shy and shit, huh? Is it hard? Like, like, were you able to just be popping up like, oh, fuck it, there's some sexy ass pussy and
you know
the
what?
little
I
monster's
wasn't.
already fucking
Sometimes
ready to rock?
It all depends. But that's why you have that stuff just in reserve, just to make sure that if you're not feeling it that day, you better be feeling it. The only problem is like some of these guys will be doing 5 to 7 shoots a week, you know, and that's a lot. And sometimes they have to use that stuff. If they don't have to, that's great. They're good performers. Sometimes it happens. And you don't really take too much of that stuff over consistent basis because you could ruin it. I mean, I'm 47. So I got guys that are like in their 20s using this shit and they're like fucking up their dick. So you got to be very careful.
Yeah.
And, you know, and that's the thing too. It's like there's all kinds of things and health issues that are just arrive from that much, you know. Yeah.
It's like just doing a cycle of steroids. Back in the days, me and the crew, we always had a saying, control it, don't let it control you. You know what I mean? Because, you know, you're getting yoked up, you're throwing weight around, and you're like, fuck, you start getting that ego boost and all that other shit. And you're like, then you think you're unstoppable and start fucking with people and getting crazy on some shit. And then, so we used to always say that, hey, control it, don't let it control you.
Everything
in
moderation. You got to be careful.
Yeah.
Don't fuck with your health, man. You know, that's the thing. Is like, I know guys that are in their, like, he's like 24 and he was using Trimix and he was like, he had to go to the ER. His shit was hard for like 13 hours.
Fuck, I would have been fucking for fucking 13 hours for sure.
No, dude, at that point,
I would have went out and started
at that point, it
fucking
just gets
anything. The
that point,
neighbor's
it just
cat hole in the wall. Fuck, I'm fucking spokes on tires, whatever the fuck, exhausts.
That's funny.
Just nutting it off. So what's your favorite position as an actor?
Well, that's a tough one. I just like all of it. I'm gonna be honest. I like being there and being into it. So
do you like eating pussy?
Oh, of course.
I love eating pussy.
Yeah. The thing is, I think
I'm pretty good. I think you might have heard one of my podcasts where I said I wanted to do an OnlyFans and call it the Pussy Monster and have it just me doing eating pussy scenes.
You can probably do something with that as long as you start getting good talent. And then you can probably,
like a sexy ass chick.
You can probably start doing it, but you got to, that's the thing is you understand. It's like, you got to pay talent. A lot of these companies are just for trade. So yeah, they work for these companies and they get benefits from it, but at the same time is they're not getting paid.
Yeah.
So that's a hard thing for content trade too. Like for me, doing the tattoo part is easier because they get the free tattoo out of it.
Yeah.
So technically they are paying for it, but not really. I mean, it's just, they're getting benefit. I'm getting a benefit. They get the content. I get the content. Plus I get to show myself and, not everybody is awesome out of the gate. I was one of those people that I wasn't born a performer. I had to learn how to perform. I was just a tattoo artist. Yeah. And then it just kind of fell.
What made you want to get into that realm then?
I had a friend of mine that was into it and she was like, you're going to be great at this, blah, 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 blah. And in the beginning it was, and then the person I was with, the producer, him and I we don't gel well. So I have ultimate respect for him. I think he's a great guy. I don't have any problems with him. We just don't get along. And it's become something where it's not something that I'm happy about this situation, but at the same time, it is what it is. But it forced me to do my own thing. So I'm not mad about it. It's like, we just don't work.
Yeah, it helped you adapt, improvise, overcome, and now you're editing and doing all your own shit.
So I mean, he pushed me in a direction that I needed to go in, and then I got, with it being less than 8 months in the business, I got nominated. So obviously, I'm doing something, and he's mad because
that's pretty huge, bro. A nomination.
He's mad because he don't get to. I shouldn't say that. He's probably not happy with the fact that, casting, us bad blood or whatever, that I'm still going forward and still doing it. So, most of the people that he does this to, they just go away.
Yeah, he probably was like, he ain't shit without me, da-da-da.
See, I'm one of those people that like when things like that happen, I get mad and then I'm like, you know what, fuck you. I'm going to do this myself and I'm going to go as far as I can go. Whether I continue to do it or not doesn't matter. The fact that I did it and I got an AVN nomination, I mean, that's something you can't take away from me. So, yeah. And that's why, you and I have worked at some of the same clubs together.
Yes.
And that's part of the thing where I get into trouble is because that persona outshines my performance at work. And that's what sucks because it's not like I don't do a good job DJing because I do.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then the managers are insecure and they don't, if I was a female, it'd be way different. They'd be all over me. mean, if I was a blonde with big tits and ass that tastes like vanilla ice cream, they would be, oh, we can't wait for you to work here.
Amen.
Yeah, but if I'm, they're insecure about themselves, and it's like,
You're fucking Ellis Camino, boy. Shit.
There's nothing I can do about it. It sucks because
a pile driver dick just tattooing of fucking bitches, bro, getting paid.
Oh man, I wish I could just record this and just take you.
Ellis fucking Camino.
We had this thing where I worked at one club where we was talking to one of the floor hosts. Him and I are good friends, and he said I'd hooked up with somebody at the club. I didn't talk about it ever because I keep my mouth shut, and then it came out, and he's like, "Well, how did that go down?" I was like, what do you mean? How did it go down? Well, did she say, hey, I want to hook up with you? I was like, and I said, she just wanted to get Ellis Camino. So that's what happened. And he was like, God, you got to start saying that.
Yeah.
But at the same time.
Dude, that is actually a pretty sick name, Ellis Camino.
It's just funny because like for me, it's just a persona. It's not who I am.
Yeah.
It's just a part of me that I really have fun with. But that's just what it is. Like
it's kind of like me with Wayne Sikk. You know what I mean? My real name's Wayne Weaver.
Sikk is not your real. Oh, see now,
Wayne Douglas Weaver's the real name, but
Douglas.
Wayne Sikk motherfuckers is the
my middle name is Cornelia. No, I'm just kidding.
You know what's crazy is back in the days, no joke. When we were, and I was just talking to my homeboy Joey Crack of Dawn, aka Joey Hustle, out there the other night. We were texting, and he was bringing up how when we used to come out here to Vegas. Everyone thought I was like some pro wrestler, some bullshit, you know what I mean? And so we had, back then though, I still had my clothing line and my shit, Straight Sikk clothing, all this different stuff. So I had made business cards that said Xavier Omen. So my name back then was Xavier Omen, my little second persona, you know what I mean? And we were getting into all these nightclubs and all this different shit. He'd go up and be like, hey, this is Xavier Omen right here.
That's a name that's going to make people go, well, I mean, Xavier,
right? That's a pretty sick name.
You would feel like an idiot if you don't know who that was. Like, you don't know who that is?
That's fucking Xavier Omen, baby.
You know what? When I was in high school, we used to do this thing where we would have one of our friends walk around the mall, and then we'd have a couple of guys dressed in suits follow him, like big guys.
Yeah.
And they're like, who the fuck is that? We're like, oh, that's that new actor. But we just make up some bullshit.
Yeah.
You're like, can I get your number? Can I get a selfie? Oh my God. It's like, this guy's nobody.
But bro, no joke. I used to always get a gang load of people like.
Now, did you dress up when you went? Were you like was your outfit off the hook? Were you like?
I would be already kind of doing that. Just my style in general or whatever, but it just took on its whole own persona, dude. Everything just started getting wicked with it, and Xavier Omen was born, you know what I mean? Where now
That's awesome.
It's Wayne Sikk, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
so
you thought my last name was Sikk?
No, I'm just fucking with you.
Yeah. The reason I got, it's funny, everyone used to call me Mr. Sikk when I was doing the Straight Sikk clothing shit. And then my original podcast was supposed to be called Sikk and Sexy because,
I like that.
because I was going to be, about this whole strip club world. But then I was like, well, shit, I could, if I use Wayne Sikk, maybe, then I could kind of branch it all off with other, like I could cover more topics.
Right,
so to
right.
speak,
You could parlay.
whatever.
That's what I was hoping to do too with the DJing and with the porn stuff. And I was like, this is a draw. And my problem is that I'm the only one that sees it as that.
Yeah.
Everyone else sees it as an intimidation.
Conflict of interest
I
or
guess
like
so.
some weirdo
I don't
hater
know.
shitter. Well, you're experiencing now a little bit what I've been experiencing with the intimidation factor, maybe we're just sexier than these motherfuckers and they know the pussy wants to get us butt naked and pile drived. You know what I mean? Wayne Sikk.
Here's the thing.
Ellis Camino.
That's true. Here's what
tag teaming. Let's tag team some bitches.
I don't do the devil's threesome.
Fuck, dude. I had a couple threesomes out there, but
yeah, I have two,
it's
but
weird.
never with another dude.
Well, I did it one time with the homie.
I'm just not
Joey
into that.
Hustle, Joey Crack of Dawn, and I think we did it twice. Once with a hooker out here in Vegas, and
no,
and then
I don't.
He ended up robbing the hooker after we fucked even. You know what I mean?
I don't want to do this. This is the part that makes me not.
Bro, so just not to give out too much, the little homie might kill me. I think he's married now, but we're at the West.
Oh yeah, don't put it on a podcast. Whatever you do.
We're at the Westgate. I only got 100 and something followers. I always seem to find trouble anyways, though. You better like, share, and follow, motherfuckers. But anyways, we're at the Westgate. So back then we used to hook up and buy these like Rolexes and Breitlings and different watches at the alleyways in LA.
Oh yeah, the cheap ones that are
we'd get them
like
for like
$100.
70, 80, $100.
Really?
So then we'd be out here in Vegas and we would be pawning these watches off to these hookers and shit for fucking.
Yeah, that's not dangerous.
So bro, we're literally going up in the elevator and like, look, man, here you go. Here's the watch. Like, we're going to change your life. Take this shit tomorrow. Go get you, 40, 50 G's, da-da-da. You know what I mean? And they're fucking, these chicks are just fucking loving it, embezzled in it. You know what I mean?
And you're selling.
And then so we're up at the Westgate, but this performance here, my debut porn performance probably at the Westgate, Wayne Sikk. I think I was Xavier Omen back then. Xavier Omen used to be the porn star, let's say that. But anyways, I'm doing her doggy style, and I think she's slobbing his knob, and I'm like, bro, I'm probably the worst to do a threesome with because I'm just talking shit. I'm just like, I tell everyone I got a little dick. So, I'm just like, yeah, bitch, take this big fucking thing. Take this big fucking steamboat, baby. You like this big fucking thing? You know what I mean? And I'm getting into it and the chick's probably slobbing my boy's knob thinking, motherfucker, you got a little ass dick. I ain't feeling shit.
No,
you know
they
what
probably
I mean?
don't. They don't give a shit.
I wonder what's going on in their head.
Why?
But it's
Why would
going
you go
on
there?
It's going on in my head because I'm like, I'm fucking with this chick by saying this shit, but I'm wondering if she's catching on that I got a little dick.
Let me see if I understand this correctly. You're concerned with the hooker's feelings.
I was at the time, I guess. Well, if I'm inside somebody, I want them to enjoy and love and respect the fucking schlong.
I think you should take it as a race. Whoever comes first wins. I think that's what
shit. I always like making the chicks come first though. But anyway, so I'm doggy styling this chick. The little homie fucking explodes in her mouth, probably whatever you did. You know what I mean? And I'm still going to town because I'm a rock star, Xavier Omen, just doggy style. And I probably flip her around, give her a little missionary, give her something sexy to look back at. You know what I mean? And then fucking the homie goes in the bathroom, bro, and he ends up jacking our money back and then bounces, right? So, me and this chick, we're probably getting intimate with each other, and, I'm still going, and next thing you know, we finish it off, and I probably shot my shot all over the Westgate floor and shit, you know what I mean? And fucking they opened the floodgates up and had to call fucking people up there to dry off the whole carpet and everything because my loads were extremely big back then. But not to give out too much info. But that being said, the chick gets up, she goes to the bathroom to clean up, da-da-da, and she's like, hey, baby, where's your friend? And I was like, what are you talking about? What do you mean, my friend? She's like, the other guy. I was like, so right then I knew the little he's a little corrupt motherfucker from Artesia, California. Arta.
So what did you do at that
So
point?
here's what I did. So
friend?
I go like this. I go, honestly, sweetheart, I just met that guy down at the bar downstairs. I don't know that motherfucker from a hole in the wall. And she's like, that's not your friend? I was like, no, I don't. He was buying me shots and we ended up hooking up with you and fuck. She's like, oh my God, he stole my money. So then she's got the pimp all walking around in the casino looking for him, I guess. And then he tries coming up and I'm 267 yoked up. Xavier Omen, bro, what are you going to do to me? You know what I mean? I answer the door and I'm like, hey, bro, how you want to handle this? I'll fucking rape you in this room right now. You know what I mean? And that just spazzed the dude out. He fucking bones out. They're looking for the homie. So
they don't want to cause problems because if Metro comes down there, that's their ass.
Yeah.
And that's the thing is they don't want to have a situation at the casino because if that happens to you, they go on the list.
Yeah.
And then they can never go in that property again. So their game is bust.
Yeah.
So if they start fucking around in there, that's when the game is bust. See, what's funny is that back in the day, at the casinos, the head bellman ran all the girls and the drugs from the hotel. So they knew exactly who you're with, what you're partying with, and all that stuff. It was all organized. Oh, yeah, it was a way different ball of wax. Now it's the Wild West out here.
Yeah.
So probably.
Damn, that's pretty sick, the bell pussy's getting into shit like that.
My mom used to work security at one of the casinos, and she got a call that this girl's getting beat the fuck up in the parking lot. They go down there. It's like, oh, no, it's just the bellman straight out with one of the girls. My mom was blown. They used to have to qualify with a firearm back then. It's a whole different ball of wax now. Now this whole town is completely, I mean, back then Vegas had like the lowest crime rate in the nation because it was all organized. Nobody fucked around out here. Nobody got out of line. It wasn't the Wild West. They had that shit on lockdown. They were not going to jeopardize their gambling operation.
Yeah.
So now that you have corporations in there, they don't give a shit about that and they don't care about it. What happened is when the mob left, that's why you're able to get away with this shit now, because back then you wouldn't have.
Yeah.
When the mob left.
This was like probably 20 years ago or something.
No, the mob was gone probably in the early 90s.
Yeah,
the late 90s, 2000s when the mob was gone.
Yeah.
When they started building, the way you can tell when the mob was done with Vegas was the Mirage. When they built the Mirage, that was the sign of the end. Because that was a giant corporation and Howard Hughes was coming in and doing all that stuff too. So there wasn't any of that anymore. So now you have corporations that are making, that's why you have to pay for parking now. That's why you have to pay for the food's astronomical, the rent, they got the resort fee nonsense. You have to pay for park. It's all bullshit now. They ruined this town.
Yeah,
this used to be a great place to come for cheap and have a great time. And then they decided to fuck it all up.
Get greedy.
Well, here's how it breaks down. If you look at a casino that was run by the mob, you have maybe 12 guys that own it. Okay? They don't give a shit about the food or the booze, any of that. They care about the gambling and the skim. As long as they get their cut, they could care less. Well, now you have a corporation. Now you have CFOs, FSOs, stockholders, this, that, and the other thing. They have to make money. The slice of that pie gets real small. So they have to start charging for parking. They have to start charging for this. And then what happens is that your experience goes down. Then you don't want to come back. You're like, fuck that place. I had to pay for parking. I had to pay for the fucking stupid ass resort fee. I had to pay for, the booze wasn't free anymore. I was like, fuck this. Back then, you got taken care of.
Yeah,
now
bro, I remember back then, not to cut you short, I'd be gambling and I'm getting a waitress on my ass like every 5 to 7 minutes. Do you want another drink? You need a drink? Where now, fuck, bro, I could be gambling for 2 hours on the floor somewhere at a casino floor, and I might not see a bitch for like 3 or 4 hours to ask me for a free drink, bro.
It's proportionate to how much you gamble now. So it's just not fun anymore. I used to gamble a lot and I used to win a lot, and now I'm like, I don't even want to go in the casino anymore. I'm like, fuck this place.
Yeah,
and
bro.
that's they used to be, not that, they don't like it when you win, of course, but they used to be fair. They used to be fair in what they used to do. Now they just pull all kinds of shady shit. If you don't know it, they don't care. And if you catch them on it, you're the asshole. Like counting cards is not illegal at all, but they don't want that action because you have an unfair edge. Not that they have an unfair edge, because they do, but you have the ability to count cards. Like the one that I would, if you're going to gamble in Vegas, Baccarat is your easiest one to do. It's either the banker or you, and that's it. And that's the one 50-50, what you bet.
I always hear people, you could either win fast or lose fast in that.
You can. It just depends on your bankroll. Like, this is what people don't understand. Professional gamblers don't just come in with $100 and start walking away with $2,000. They have $2,000 in their pocket. They do small bets. And if they lose, like say they lose 20, they'll increase it to 40. They lose to 40, they'll increase it to 80. So if they do hit, they're going to get what they lost plus a little bit extra. It's a business. And when casinos see that, they don't want that action. So they ask you to leave, or they ban you, or this or that. And that's the problem too, is like Baccarat has one of those things where there's no, having stakes gambling means that you can't make a maximum bet. Prime example, Dana White got banned from the Palms, thank you. And they banned him because he was winning too much. And they go, you know what, assholes? You no longer get the UFC here anymore. You can't make bets on it. You can't show it. You can't do shit. That reversal got changed real quick.
Really?
Oh yeah, they lifted that ban immediately. They would lose so much money. All the station casinos would have lost the UFC. That's a huge, they make tons of money off that.
The Fertitas, they own all those station casinos, right?
I don't know who owns them anymore, but like that was a very stupid thing to do. Like you don't ban Dana White. You don't ban, Vegas royalty.
I hear he's always at Red Rock, or Red Rock's like one of his.
Caesar's Palace is one of his favorites. That's where he gets, he loves Caesar's. Caesar's is probably your favorite one. I was at, I think, the Paris, and I went to Planet Hollywood. I was fucking down so much. I was like, God damn it. And I hate being down. Like, that's like, you're like, fuck. Yeah. So I went over to the Paris, and I know that this table is biased, this roulette table. Always hits on the 17 side of the wheel. I looked at there, and I keep seeing 17 pop up. I go, motherfucker. So I put $25 on 17, and it fucking hit. So I got like almost $1,000. And I was only down like 200, but I was like, fuck. Like, there we go. And then my girlfriend's like, oh my God, I can't believe you made all that money. She wanted some. And I was like, no, you get your own. She'd ask me to gamble for her.
I like how you did that imitation right there.
To me, they all sound like that. All my exes sound the same. They're like, oh my God, like, what the fuck? It's just one of those, God damn it. Why are you going to be a fucking asshole all the time? God damn it. So I just don't get it with you. It's just one of those.
Shit.
That's why I don't date civilians anymore.
Fuck. Just aliens?
Well, no, it's for me, it's because of what I do, because of where I work, because of I can't date a regular girl.
Yeah,
they're going to find out. I can't say, hey, honey, by the way, I'm going to go do a scene with this hot ass bitch and this other girl. So I'll check you later. That's not going to happen.
Yeah, I wonder how that works in a lot of porn relationships, man.
A lot of them are in the business themselves. So that works. Like I have some really good.
Also porn, people dating other porn.
Right. So for them, it's more of an emotional bond and a friendship bond more than, they like having sex with each other off camera. So that happens.
Yeah.
But they also like being with each other. Now, they don't get jealous if they go out and fuck somebody else or they have, this or that. Their dynamic is completely different. I've seen this one podcast. I'm not going to mention the name of it because I don't want to get roped into it. But they like browbeat these girls that are in the industry. And I'm like, your norm for sex is not the same as theirs. You are insecure, so I don't want a girl with a high body count. Who gives a fuck? She's with you. Well, does it matter?
Yeah.
Obviously it does. Yeah, I understand you don't want to be the 1800 motherfucker in there, but at the same time, she chose you. So what does it matter? Like if, I have a high body count, what am I supposed to do? Like I don't give a shit about your past. That's the past. We got to move forward. If you're going to be hung up on those kind of things, that's not the right girl for you. And at the same time it's difficult for some men to get their head around it, like in relationship with a porn star. Now, some guys aren't in the business that are with porn stars. So they know that their wife or their significant other goes out and they share them. And they have the term called cuckold. And that's not a good term.
Yeah, what is that shit? I always see
so a cuckold,
people posting some shit like that on Instagram.
So a cuckold is a guy that's with a girl that he is aware of her opening her legs to other men. It's an old term. So you're a cuckold. So you're like a bitch, basically. At the same time, to me, there is cuck porn where they'll cuck their partner like, oh, look at how good this guy fucks me. You can't fuck me that well. Some guys get off on that. That's not for me. But for guys that are dating porn stars, like, oh, you're a fucking cuckold. No, not really, dude. That's the thing. It's like, this is the dynamic that both parties have accepted. I'll give you an example where sometimes it doesn't work. Cause I was with this one star talent and her car broke down. So I helped her jump her car and get everything going. And her boyfriend had a real problem with me tattooing her and fucking her on camera. And that's one of the reasons they don't have the relationship anymore. So it happens like more so than often. But I don't know if I was the contributing factor, but it was probably one of them. He was, and it's like,
it's fucking Ellis Camino, bro.
This is what your girl does, man. It's like, you got to accept it. Like, there's nothing wrong with you jumping. You guys can make content together. These are all discussions, but it's just the dynamic is way different. And another thing too, that I don't want to get too off topic is when guys ask me can I get them in the business? I'm like, no. First of all, I don't fucking know you. Second of all, I'm still getting my feet under this thing. It's not what you think it is. You're not going to come and fuck a hot bitch and think it's all great. It's not like that. You're a performer. And you know what? It's more about like, if you want to become a porn star, this is what I tell people. Invite a bunch of your guy friends over, jerk off in front of them, and see if you can come with all these dudes fucking watching you. If you can do that, you might be able to become a porn star.
Shit.
But it ain't like you're just hooking up with hot bitches. It's not like that.
If I get like 10 of the homies over at my pad and try it out, you could get me in, you think?
If you get to that part first, then we'll talk. But there's no guarantees.
I don't know how they'll feel about the big fucking seahorse just fucking me stroking that big fucking bandit. You know what I mean? But fuck, brother.
That's just funny.
That's fucking good shit. I might have to get involved.
Yeah, that's just, please don't put me on the guest list. I will not be attending.
Fuck, bro. Why not?
I'm not watching that.
You could be like, fuck. All right, sicko, let's see what you got.
No, thanks, man.
What could be my porn name, you think?
I think you go with the what was the first one that you
Xavier Ullman?
Yeah, go with that one.
Fuck.
Xavier Omen eats pussy. Like there'd be a whole genre of that, man. You just never know. You just
So, bro, like my thing about that with the pussy monster, so to speak, was to be like,
you should dress up like a pussy monster.
yeah, you know what I mean.
You should wear like a blue fur jumpsuit.
You know what I mean, and then I could be like eating pussy scenes throughout. Like, say I'm at the beach and I'm putting together a nice picnic for us, and I got the blanket and everything, and it's already dark outside, and we're under the stars and the moon, and I just spread her shit open a little bit and start munching on some coochie.
Guys get off on that.
You know what I mean?
Or
find
a niche for it.
Or I eat some, I'm making some breakfast.
I would have it as point of view from you.
Yeah.
I would have it where the girl sees your face.
Why? I'm fucking sexy as fuck, motherfucker. You just disrespected Xavier Omen, man. Fucking Ellis Camino.
You wanted some pointers. I gave you some pointers. If you don't like my input,
so you're saying the GoPro eat some pussy and keep my face off screen?
I would totally do that.
That's disrespectful.
There's a lot of point of view stuff. That's not disrespectful.
This ain't a fucking POV fucking version, motherfucker.
You're taking this way too out of context.
It's all right. It's all right. Fuck it, man.
Don't ask for advice if you really don't want it.
You just shitted on me on my own fucking podcast,
no, I did not shit on you. No, I'm just teasing.
Fuck! It's all good. But hey, that might be a good idea, though. But I'm going to look at that circle jerk and see what's up. I mean,
okay,
I'd like to just see if I could do it, because God forbid, knock on wood, if I ever got to go to prison or some shit, it's something that might come in handy as well.
Maybe. You know maybe. I mean? I don't know. Depending on ramifications.
Yeah, whatever you got to fucking do.
I do have a question for you. And this is unrelated to that. This is strip club stuff.
Chatty.
So, what was your first impression of me when you heard me DJ?
I was thrown off a little bit because you sounded real good.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know. Not to be judgmental or anything, but I saw you a shorter statured guy and shit.
Right.
And I was kind of thinking like a Mike Tyson voice or some weird shit. I don't know why. No disrespect.
No. Do I sound like Mike Tyson now?
On my own podcast, but I'm not trying to shit on you on my podcast. I'm just trying to say I thought it would be like, just some weirdo strange voice. Like,
really?
But then I was like, oh, fuck, this guy's got some fucking, obviously it was Ellis Camino that I was hearing on the mic, you know what I mean? But I was kind of like, oh shit, yeah, and he sounds good as fuck, you know what I mean? But honestly, for whatever,
I don't look
for
like
whatever reason, I thought it would be like some weirdo Mike Tyson voice.
All right, gentlemen. No, and the same thing too. Like you're one of my favorite DJs.
Oh, bro.
So thanks, because your voice sounds good on the microphone too, and you don't use that hamburger helper like most DJs. Like they talk really fast. Like, well, guys, we're gonna get you. Like, what the?
Yeah,
fuck?
I hate all that weirdo shit.
Shut up, dude. You're not the star of the show.
Or like my boy Ray would say, people are being like a what are those? They call those pussies an
auctioneer.
Yeah, they would be saying that people sound like auctioneers and shit on that shit.
Yeah, I don't understand.
Yeah, you're not that style either.
No,
bro.
and it's because I was taught well by a guy who was
and I like
phenomenal.
You throw in one-liners and shit, and you try to interact with the crowd.
Yeah, the one I get in trouble for the most is one of my favorites, and I hate the fact that I get in trouble for it. I'm gonna do it on here. So
yeah. Steal it. Give them an example.
I'm like, all right, guys, we do offer private dances. By the way, this isn't high school. These girls will actually talk to you. And people get...
What do they get pissed about that
Well, the guys that don't talk to girls in high school get fucking mad about it. I tell you that. I've had people come to me in the booth like, that's fucking bullshit, man. That's fucked up. And I'm like, what is fucked up about it?
Yeah.
Did you not talk to girls in high school? I'm sorry. Well, these girls will talk to you. It's just, and it's just like, oh, you're insulting the customer. It's like, come on, man. We're insulting the customer. Where are we?
I've heard way worse shit, man.
This isn't ballet class.
My boy Marcos used to call out motherfuckers. And when I had DJ Marcos on here, months ago, when that guy would be rocking his shit out there in LA, that guy would be calling out people for not tipping or
I would too.
Different shit.
I do.
I mean, granted, it was different for all of us back then. We were able to
we could say some real crazy shit.
I shitted on some motherfuckers pretty much too that probably scarred them for life. You know what I mean?
Well, we had a bachelor party at where was it? I think it was at the club that we worked at. I think it was that one. Yeah, it was that one. And no, it was a different club, but I think it was I'm not sure. But I said, hey, do you remember the first time you got it wet? And the guy's like, yeah, I remember that. I said, you remember your first blowjob? And he's like, yeah. And I kill the music and I go, how'd you get the taste out of your mouth? And everybody fucking Loves that one. And then the other one I do, hey, you remember blowing bubbles as a little kid? Well, Bubbles is here and he wants his money back.
Oh,
you know, just little things like that.
Yeah,
kinda, you know, and people are like, I found that offensive. And it's like, why? Where
We're
are
at
you?
a strip club. That's what I know, dude. That's what I never get these owners where, bro, I legit got fired at a spot because one of the managers was wanting me to call out wet pussy shots. So
That's a drink.
I have to say it. Yeah, I have to say it on the mic. Wet pussy. So he got mad because I'm saying wet pussy on the mic. I said, hey, dickhead, I'm saying you told me we're doing $3 wet pussy shots. I'm calling it out on the mic, and I'm playing 2 Live Crew. We want some pussy.
Or
and then I'm like,
Mama.
And I'm like, hey, ain't no pussy like a wet pussy. Get your wet pussy shots, whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I'm hyping everything up, and then this pussy wants to come and fire me for that shit.
You know,
so I told that motherfucker, you know, no, I'm not racist, party people, but I snapped and I was like, well, get the fuck out of my country then. You know what I mean? It was one of them kind of scenarios, but it got ugly. You know what I mean? I whipped my dick out. I told the little pussy to suck it. Like shit got wild, bro.
This is what I don't understand about managers or owners. It's like most of them don't really know what the fuck they're doing. They really don't.
Unfortunately.
And they have this Peterson scale where they promote to the level of incompetence. And it's just like, if you have a DJ that's making money for the club, you're upping the drink sales, you're upping the dance averages. It's like, why do you want to control that? Why don't you let us cook? Let us do what we know how to do. Because if you have a good DJ that knows what he's doing, just take the money. That's all you got to do.
Bro.
We're making the vibe good. We're making the crowd happy. You're never going to please the dancers because that's just impossible. They always find something to complain about. And that's the other thing too that really gets me mad. It's like, why do they let the drunk 21-year-olds tell them what the fuck to do?
Yeah.
Like, what happened to this thing? Because I remember when I first started, our manager, his name was Bob. He's no longer with us. But it was at a couple of clubs they owned. And Bob was like the Gestapo. He was such a fucking prick. And you know what? Our club ran so good. Girl chewing gum, $500 fine. Girl flipped me off from the stage. She was fired instantly. It was no bullshit. They found out you weren't tipping the DJ. You were fired. They just said, don't come back. And it was like, they tell these girls, and this is what another thing that gets me wrong. I understand that we're not allowed to like ask for tips. Okay. I get it. At the same time, this is what this business is. You get $3,000 in the VIP area. You have to share the wealth because we provided the environment for you to get that $3,000.
Now, bro, here's what I don't understand. So we're as DJs, right? We're supposed to get 10%. Isn't that
Yeah, it is 10%.
And it's 10% of everything you make, not 10% of if you made on stage or 10% of what you made back only in the VIP, 10% of the whole fucking lump sum. I'll get some chicks where they'll be like, oh, here's what I made on stage, or and they don't even include or count their VIP shit. And it's like, bro, it's supposed to be 10% of fucking everything.
Well, and that's the thing too. It's like,
that's what I don't get, bro.
Well, the managers don't have a backbone, and that's the part that gets me mad.
But who are we? We're just button pushers.
Well, we're not, because we're the whole club.
We're the voice of the place, and
the club
the
sucks.
music, the atmosphere, the vibe. Yeah, I could shut down. I was talking to my boy DJ Amaze earlier today, and we could literally destroy a club. I could destroy the club I'm at probably by the weekend. This weekend by Saturday night, Sunday the latest.
Playing shitty music, fucking being an asshole.
Fucking up with the lights, being a dickhead to the chicks. I could just ruin that spot in one weekend.
Well, that's where, this is where I have because I've been a GM before. And back to what you're saying, when I took over that role at this club in San Diego before it got sold, I did all the things from a DJ point of view. And the club did ridiculous. And I thought, wow, how easy is this when you just let the DJs do what they do? You instruct them on, this is what we want for format. This is the atmosphere that we want. Now, if they're not doing it, of course, you got to change things up. But let them do the vibe. The girls don't run the club. That's the part that really gets me angry. It's because there's never a shortage of girls. Yeah. There's never a shortage of girls.
Exactly. But
so why are we letting them dictate policy?
Exactly.
Why do the people that don't have any business experience, they're drunk or on whatever, are going to tell you how to run your business? That to me is,
they got tits and ass, bro. Yeah, these owners want to fuck.
You know what?
That's why I give mad props to David Bailey. I know I've shitted on Chris Marshall a few times on this podcast, and it's not his fault. He just doesn't know what he's doing. But David Bailey, to me, a great owner. Granted, it didn't work out for us out here in Vegas, but the LGC brand is huge and doing phenomenal out there in Cali. And that guy, bro, would let the DJs do the fucking thing as long as we're making him money, bro.
So that's,
you know what I mean?
Well, that's where it boils down to, like my situation. It's always they're insecure. They don't like the fact that I came from a bigger club or that I know more than them. It's like,
or maybe that Ellis Camino's got a bigger dick than them. You got that fucking pile driver. I know it's down there, brother.
It's not about the. For me, it's more about like, don't you just want to make money? That's what we're here for.
Yeah.
And why are you trying to cut off the money source? They're controlling things that don't need to be controlled. Running a titty bar is probably one of the easiest things to fucking do. You just got to get out of your own way.
Yeah.
And that's the part that like.
Nailed it right there.
It's just like, dude, this place it's not hard. It isn't hard. You got, when I was a GM at Pure Platinum in San Diego, I could say the name because it's no longer in existence anymore.
Yeah. I remember hearing about that spot.
That place was, man, it was.
Hot bitches out there.
It was the best club I ever worked at. Not because I was the GM. Like that, like I can say like, oh, it was I ran it. I was never more excited to come to work with all my friends.
Yeah.
And the thing is, it's like, I took care of my guys. Like on a slow night, nobody walked with less than 400. Nobody on a Monday. I made sure that my people were taken care of. I put my tips, my DJ tips, my manager tips, all the floor. We pulled it together. And there was times where I was like, you know what? Here, take my tip out because it's going to make you guys money. I'm getting my salary. I don't give a shit.
Yeah,
this is just extra.
Yeah,
but tonight, or I'd roll some of the dance fees into it. Like, hey, we had a good night. I have discretion on how much I can do to it. So this much is going to get allocated to your tip out. We fucking killed it last night. I didn't have to ask my guys for anything. They were on it. They knew what I expected. And the thing that got me was they knew what I expected and they knew that I knew my shit and they knew that they were going to get taken care of and I was going to have their back. I never let the dancers run the club ever. And that was one of the things that I was like, you didn't tip out. You were a pain in the ass. You were belligerent. You're just any problem. I had this thing called the no dance list and they went on that list. Now we didn't fire them. We didn't say we just said, hey, we're full tonight. You're no longer able to work tonight. Try back tomorrow. Why don't you call ahead? Or I'd say we have too many of your type of girl. We have too much of your look. So we're full on that. So, hey, try to get here earlier. We'll try to work something out, but you weren't working. I didn't give a shit because you know what? I don't want problems. And you're causing problems. And instead of standing up to these girls and be like, I'm sorry, you do not work here. Not because you can't get with the program. I had a girl complain to me that the DJ was, she was like, he doesn't play my music or he doesn't do this. He was like, do you tip him? Well, no. Well, that's extra. His job is to play for the club. That's what we pay him for. If you want your songs played, if you want extra treatment, that's extra. You have to pay for extra. You don't get extra automatic. When you're in the VIP area and the guy wants extra, do you charge for extra? Fucking A right you do.
Bro, are these chicks after every dance be asking, oh, baby, did you like what I do? Da, 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 da. Would you want to give me extra for a tip? Da, da, da. But bro, I'll get these chicks not giving me shit or little punk ass $5 and you're like helping them not go on stage or you're helping them you're helping them play what they want to hear in the club or we're constantly promoting them to get in the VIPs or these guys to be getting the dances and all the shit.
We facilitate and we help you make your money. And then when it comes time to pay us, you stiff us.
Yeah,
you know why that is? Because management doesn't enforce it or in some weird way. The other thing too is that they're used to men paying them. They're used to men paying them. They're used to using their powers of persuasion, so to speak.
The coochie and them titties and that nice ass.
So they think that it's going to work on you too. And when it doesn't, they get so fucking mad. And it's like, we work together.
Yeah, bro, I'll get chicks flirting with me or fucking with me, trying to distract me from the fact of, where the fuck's my dough at? I don't give a fuck. I've been in this shit almost 30 years. I've either seen better or, you're hot as fuck. Cool. You caught my eye, but where's my fucking dough? I got bills to pay too.
Here's the thing about strip club, and I think that this is the problem with some of the managers, not all, but some. You will always lose money chasing women.
Yeah.
You will never lose women chasing money. Period.
Damn, good way to put that shit.
And that's where it's just like,
fucking Ellis Camino on here spitting some fucking facts.
And that's where we've gotten away from stuff. I worked at a club one time where a girl cursed me out from the fucking stage, called me a bunch of names. She literally had a fucking meltdown. You know who's in trouble? Me. I'm like, how the fuck am I in trouble? I didn't do anything. She had a fucking meltdown. I wasn't even in the booth. I was taking a leak and the music was playing. She didn't tell me she was going on stage. She didn't make any effort to tell me what's going on. She just goes up there, and then she don't like the music that's being played.
Yeah.
Too bad. You didn't give me a heads up.
Exactly. I hate
so how
those
the
chicks
fuck am I supposed to do that?
Try to dictate or could just, and these managements just let them. Like I have a girl at my spot all the time, just trying to just jump up on stage when she wants, jump down when she wants, like running the fucking floor all over the place. And it's like, bitch, you ugly as fuck for one, and you ain't about shit for two.
Does
and
she
you
work
don't
at the club
tip,
that we used to work at?
and she don't even be tipping me for fucking 3 on some shit. And it's like, yo, like, what the fuck is this whack ass chick even doing here? You know what I mean? That's the unfortunate thing about the game is it's just.
I would rather have 10 great girls
that
did what they were supposed to do than 30 girls that are fucking twats.
Yeah.
This is just bro. Like, come on. You know, and it's the thing is that I go back to, it's like, they're drunk. They're not old. They're barely 20 something. Why do they dictate what goes on here?
Yeah.
Why don't you tell them, hey, you know what? You don't have to tell them no. Send them the fuck home. Yeah. Suspend them. Show it. You know, this is
deactivate whatever.
These girls have daddy issues. If you show a strong hand, they'll get in line. And I'm not trying to be an asshole or say anything weird or trying to be a prick or misogynistic or anything. Yeah. But this is what it is. This is a business, and your business is, you know, making money off the fantasy. So here's the thing: is when we all get in line and we all do what we're supposed to do, the money's easy. The money comes. But if you're just not doing what you're supposed to do, it's like, come on. And I know there's bad DJs that will solicit tips from the girls. They'll put pressure on them.
Yeah,
they'll fuck up your money. And it's just like, man.
Bro, I've never been able to do that or even try to beg for tips or any kind of shit or like go up to a chick, hey, you know, I'm getting ready to leave, anything like that. Either you're going to break me off or you're not, but when money's flowing on that stage and you hit me up to try to get up there, I'm sorry, I don't know who you are, or I'm not going to get you in that mix.
But then we get in trouble because we didn't fucking do like.
But if it's if it's a manager's favorite,
it's like,
of course, then we're going to get a little talk to. But that's why it's like, bro, it's a fucked up scenario because it's like what we constantly say when these girls are doing dances, either on the floor or the VIP, they're expecting a little extra something. I've done some VIPs. And a chick is like, oh, baby, so did you like what I do? Would you want to throw me something extra?
They want extra for the VIP dance. Yeah. And it's like, wait a minute.
It's like, yo, I'm sitting here playing music for 10, 11 hours a night and fucking hyping you up all fucking night. And you don't want to give me shit. Or like the other night, I had a girl say, oh, I need the checkout slip. Oh, I left my money in the back. Can I get you double the next day, knowing damn well they ain't coming the next day.
I've had a few that do that. I've had a few that do that. I worked at a club one time where they hated the other DJ so much. And I would come in there and we had to pull our tips. And the thing that sucks is it wasn't for the week. It was for the day. So if the night DJ sucked, no matter how much you made, it didn't matter because you weren't getting any of it back.
Yeah.
So, and then I would be in there on my day off getting my check and stuff. I had girls come up and tip me. Like, I want to make sure you have this. And I was like, what the fuck, dude?
And don't get me wrong, bro. I got that good amount of cool ass chicks that are breaking off or showing me mad love. And then you got the ones that cap you off at the 20 when you know they're doing $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 VIPs and shit. You know what I mean?
Hook us up too, man. Like, we're here for money too.
Throwing $100, you know what I mean?
That's nothing compared to what you made.
Yeah, but got no problem giving the staff $1,000, $2,000 or whatever.
Yeah, it's like, why are, and you know what?
They're 20 or 30%.
They'll make sure they tip the fucking manager.
Exactly.
See, that's why when I was a manager and I knew that I got more tips, I'm not going to stiff my crew.
Yeah.
Because I'm DJing and managing at the same time. I don't need my guys hating me. Yeah. I need this to be a synergy team so that if I do leave the booth, I know this shit's being watched. Because I had to go in the back. I had to get stuff out of the safe, things like that, count out drawers. I mean, there was a lot that I had to do, which was fine. I had a good, but the reason I took care of my people is because I know that I would have people that took care of me.
Yeah.
And that's the worst. When you go to work and you know your manager doesn't have your back, you know that if somebody complains, you could be fired for it, even if it's your fault or not.
Yeah.
And certain clubs that we've worked at, there's such a turnover for DJs. And it's just like, why don't you stop with the nonsense and start doing what you're supposed to do?
And then they wonder why the club's constantly shitty or there ain't nothing popping off or ain't nothing vibing at that spot. And it's people just don't really get or understand the importance of a DJ. And that's what I just think is so wildly crazy because, yeah, we're all a part of a puzzle. Yeah, we're all pieces of a puzzle, but
we are the most important. And that's what I don't understand. You know what? I've been to clubs where they have that automated DJ nonsense, and it sucks.
Bro, I've seen clubs in Cali where they had it, where the Rhino would be trying that on certain day shifts, and then on the weekend day shifts or whatever, they would have the DJ, and the numbers would be extremely higher for dances and volume and money and everything by having the DJ being there than these whack-ass automated bullshits.
It's either they're incompetent or they just don't want to spend the money. But here's the thing, it's like you're going to make more when you have the right people doing the right job. Yeah. That's the whole thing, though. And it's just like, you know, it's hard for me because like I've been on the management side.
Yeah.
So when I'm DJing, I'm like, fucking idiot, dude. What the fuck, man? Come on, show some balls. Fucking run this place, dude, because this is what it needs. Strip clubs do not need a soft hand. You're like, oh, we don't want to offend anybody. We don't want to get sued. It's like, you know what, man? That's the nature of the business. But
yeah, bro.
Me having the dance list, the ones that would be like that, they don't work there. Yeah. It's so easy. And it's just like,
it's so easy.
There's never a shortage of girls.
Even with the corporate companies, all you got to do is be the suggestives. But you got, bro, the unfortunate thing about us, and like I've always said it on this podcast since I started, greed and titles is what's killing this industry. And that's an unfortunate thing because, bro, it's like there's no hard parts for managers to be like, hey, you know, the suggestive to your DJ or to your host might be some of this, or hey, you know, don't forget about the guys, you know, putting you in the money spots or the money situations you've been in all night, whatever.
See,
bro.
The floor hosts have that leverage where we don't.
The motherfuckers don't want to do that, bro.
The floor hosts, they can say, well, if a girl doesn't tip them, they don't ever hook them up with VIPs.
Yeah.
Now they have leverage. We don't.
Yeah.
And I had a girl at the club that we worked at, and she did like over $3,000 in VIP. She gave me $5. And I go, are you fucking kidding me? I told her, I said, you must really hate me. She goes, well, I wasn't really on stage. She goes, that doesn't matter.
It's supposed to be 10% of everything,
I said,
bro.
Great. I said, I'll know that. And that very next night, I played her fucking music that she hated. I barely said, I just would say her name. When she came down, I didn't say get a dance from her. I didn't say nothing. And then when she was sitting with some people, I'd say, oh, they want you at the bar. She made $0 that fucking night. And I go, yeah, how's that feel?
We could fuck with
you.
them.
Don't like that shit,
but
don't you?
Seeing like me, I have a heart. Don't get me wrong. I've done that in the past many a times, but now I try to just feng shui that good karma bullshit.
But you know what? So you catered to her all night.
Yeah.
You played what she wanted. You did what you piped her up. She got all that cash. And when it came time to take care of you, she stiffed you. Why should you take care of her?
But they don't got no problem making sure these hosts or these managers out here got all that shit. You know what I mean?
And they'll stiff you they'll not tip you just to tip them. And it's like,
no disrespect. I know there is. I've always been on here talking mad ass shit about hosts. It's from day one.
No, there are some good hosts.
There is the handful out there that are good. And there is the good handful even at my spot where they see that these chicks aren't coming correct to me. And some of the hosts even break me off at the end of the night like, yo, bro, you killed it tonight. You killed it tonight. Good job and shit.
Well, you know, it shouldn't be the host. It should be the manager.
But it should be these girls, you know, just coming correct, bro. Just being what's fair.
They don't, but okay, because the management,
it's like you nailed it though. They're used to guys paying them, not them paying.
But they're not told that they
financial advisors.
They say tipping is optional. All the girl herders, I don't have to tip. You don't say that. You say, okay, it's customary to tip the DJ. Now, you didn't say you had to. You just said it's customary. You let
it's all about wording. And
right,
shit.
right. Like, why are you telling them they don't have to tip us? That's all they don't. As soon as they hear that, it's game over. And I'm like, why are you even setting us up for failure?
Yeah.
It's like they want to take away. There's a big corporate club out here, and they've gone through so many DJs. I mean, I can't tell you how many they've gone through. And I auditioned there for like a month, like for 4 weeks straight. I beat out like 10 other people, and they hired their friend. Okay.
Yeah.
You know what happened? He got fired. The people they've hired after me have quit and left. And I'm like, talk to my friend that worked there. I said, what's happening? He goes, dude, I only made $40. I was like, what? How the fuck did, with all those, with over 150 girls, you made $40?
Yeah,
I said, there's something definitely wrong over there. And I go, and I'm like, oh, and that's why you're going through all these people. You have to take care of the people that work there. Now, I know the good shifts are the weekend shifts. I get it. But if you have a guy that's good and he's on the weekdays and he's not cutting it, pay him.
Yeah.
Because you know what? It levels the playing field and he's not disgruntled on his shifts and he gets to share the wealth too. Say, hey, look, I know that you don't have the good shifts. We want you to stay here. So here's what we're willing to offer you.
Yeah.
Now you got a DJ that's going to fucking stay on those bad nights where you can bring them up and you can make the money.
Yep.
They're going to be, because they know they're taken care of. All the money that flows through there, a couple $100 for a shift for a DJ is nothing.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. It's like, and then his performance will be better. If you're crapped out at work as a DJ, it comes through the microphone, whether you intend it to or not.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. If you're having a shitty time, the club's having a shitty time. And it's like, is that what you want? Do you not understand? Either they don't understand the dynamics or they don't give a fuck.
Yeah. And I think it's a little bit of both. Mainly the don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? As long as their pockets are getting fatter.
I was told by a assistant GM one time that he hated me to my face. And I'm like, why? Situation was that there were some guys at the stage that weren't tipping. Okay. They weren't buying drinks. They weren't getting dances. And where this DJ booth is, it's like in a crow's nest. So you can see everything. Okay. And then we can really see everything from the club anyways.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you and I are really observant about vibe. And I walk around the club too. I can't stand being in the cubby hole. It's smaller than a cubicle, some of those booths.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't like, and I have to get out and walk around because that's just helps me do my job. I like to hear the music in the club because it's the DJ booth always doesn't sound loud for some reason.
Yeah.
Then
I get it. Yeah.
Then you have to go walk around and make sure the levels are good. You're checking because that's part of your job. And then I radioed that these guys were not doing what they were supposed to do. And to me, that's stealing. If you're at the stage and you're not tipping, you're stealing. If you're not buying dances, you're stealing. And if you're not getting drinks, you're stealing. That's just how it is. This is time-based. If you're broke, go home.
Yeah.
What are you doing there? You're stealing. Okay.
Yeah.
I understand you pay $20 to, if you have a certain amount that you spend at the strip club, once that money's gone, get the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's no, you can't be hanging out.
I can respect that for sure.
Can't be drinking a beer for 2 hours, the same beer. Come on, man.
Bro. Yeah.
So I pointed out on the radio, he calls me on the phone and he just has a bitch fit. I was like, okay, dude, like I'm still new here. I don't know all the things that are going on. So if you would explain to me later, that would be great. So he calls me in the office and tells me he fucking hates me right to my face. I don't care that you came from a big club. I've been here such and such a years. I know this business. And I'm like, you've only been here for 15 years? That tells me you don't know shit.
Yeah.
I didn't say it, but that's how I felt. And he's like, I fucking hate you. I said, well, that's a profound statement. He says, why? Because it's so mutual. You're mad at me because I helped the club. You're mad at me because GM can't be everywhere, or the assistant GM.
Yeah.
I have a bird's eye view of everything, like a casino, like eye in the sky sees everything. And I radioed that we had an issue in the club. And your response was to fucking yell at me about it. I was like, you obviously don't know your fucking job and you don't have the temperament for it. Now, like you said before, Ellis Camino, right?
Yeah.
Look at me. This is part of the reason they hate me. It's not the fact that if I was a nerdy looking dude, if I didn't have no charisma, if I wasn't an avian nominated porn, any of that shit, and I did something like that, they probably would have been fine with it. But the fact that I did it is what really chaps their ass. And it's like the insecurity is hard to beat. And especially,
bro, that's why it's hard for me always to take directions or to take input from certain management or ownership or different shit, because I've ran clubs myself. And I'm seeing what they're trying to tell me to do or get to do. And I'm like, that's not going to work though, brother. So it's a conflict of interest with me where I'm like, yeah, I could listen to you and fuck off the money, or I could say, fuck you, homie. I'm going to keep doing me and make us all money. You know what I mean? But that's what I don't understand, bro, is that they just don't, like you said, let us do us and fucking you sit back and kill it. Like, bro, what's so funny is, I've done every position in this industry, but own my own, which I'm hopefully and gratefully going to be having my own down the road. You know what I mean? But that being said, I know I could go step into any management role at any one of these clubs and excel and kill it and probably fucking double, triple the numbers. You
They
know what I
don't
mean?
want
And
that.
bring my team.
I don't want that because
I
you're
know
making
that
people look bad.
motherfucker, though, can't jump in the DJ booth and do what the fuck I'm doing. That's what I laugh about. I know some of these hosts out here that think they're the shit, and they're getting all these 20, 30, 40% from these girls for just grabbing a girl and putting them on a guy's lap. But I know I could do that probably better than them and a lot smoother, and even probably make more money for that girl than them jumping on the mic in the fucking booth. That's what I laugh about,
It's so
bro.
funny that you say that because when I was in my role, I told my floor hosts and I said, look, every week you have to go out to a nice restaurant or a nice bar and you have to spend some money and then call over the head chef or the head bartender and the GM or the manager, give them your card and say, I appreciate the excellence that you showed me here tonight. Here's my card. I work over at such and such club. When you want the same excellence, call me and I will take good care of you. Get them a booth, get them a cheap bottle of champagne. Well, the champagne's like $10 for the club. It's nothing.
Yeah.
But you show them that love. This is what I don't understand. So if your floor hosts are doing that and your GM is doing that and your managers are doing that, club should never be empty. They don't go out and do that. That's like floor host 101.
Yeah.
It's like, we have these managers that have been managers for 15 years. Where the fuck are your regulars? Where's the relationships that you've been building the last 15 years at this club? Where are your people at? You don't have any? How is that even possible? How is that even possible to me?
Yeah.
Your phone should be ringing off the hook with people.
Well, that's what I mean. That's why I said that if you want to be a host in Vegas, all you got to do is fake the fucking funk or pretend like you're doing some shit on your phone.
Yeah.
That's it.
Your job is to bring people to the club. That's
where your nice ass stitched up fucking little suit and fucking you're chilling.
It's not only your
you're a
job.
number one host in Las Vegas.
You're not only the one that has to bring business to the club. Our job is to make sure that business their job is to bring business in. Our job is to make sure that business spends money. That's our job.
And we keep them in that motherfucker drinking, partying.
You get the people in here and we'll get them to have a good time. That's our job.
Yes.
But you're not bringing us people. Then you wonder why it's like, what the fuck? It's like, well, where are the people at? How come you're not and they promote at the dumbest places.
Yeah.
Go to the golf course. Go to the, where the guys have money.
Car dealerships.
If they're already at the nightclub getting drunk and already buying bottles, why are they going to stop doing that to come over to our club and spend more of it when they're not getting the same benefit? It's a totally different vibe.
Yeah.
It's not a nightclub. It's a strip club. And now they're doing this thing with the sports nights where I worked at, they turned down the music and turned up the game volume. Okay. Oh, VIP still has the music. It's like, why the fuck when I get a dance? It sucks in here. All I hear is the game.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear the game. I want to hear music and it's great the game is on. That's great. Is this a sports bar or is this a strip club?
Exactly.
You're going against your own brand and then wonder why it's not working. Well, it's not working because you're not doing your brand. You could have a separate room that has the fucking game in it.
Yeah.
And you charge for that and you do it as a premium. You had a statement before where you're saying the wet pussy thing and you got in trouble.
Yeah.
When I had Pure Platinum, we had tacos and I had the guys put red food coloring in the tortillas so they were pink.
Yeah, pink taco.
Right. So I said, hey, we have pink tacos here at Pure Platinum. Eating out was never so good. Fucking Taco Tuesdays became taco every day.
Yeah.
And because of that, now I didn't charge them any rent at all. No, nothing. Just let them for a month, just get their sales up. People loved it. And I go, all right, guys, you've been here a month. We get 10% of the gross off. That's it. That's all you're going to pay us is 10%. You're not going to get a better deal than that anywhere else.
Yeah.
We're getting 10% of your gross because we've allowed you to come here and make tremendous amounts of money for free. Plus, it's not a liability for us because we have none of the health department, none of the insurance, none of that shit. They're all contained. It's just an extra 10%. It's so easy. I brought it to food clubs. Oh, that doesn't work. I've seen it work.
Yeah.
What are you telling me doesn't work for? A food truck out here, even if it's just shitty tacos, that keeps people in the seats. That's why some of your bigger clubs have full-scale restaurants because they know if you're eating and drinking, you're going to be staying and spending more money.
Exactly, bro.
And I'm like, some of the clubs have such phenomenal food. Why are you not Uber eating that?
Yeah.
Man, dude. I'm like, hey, I get a pizza from this club. They got the best pizza in town. I can Uber Eats that. Fuck yeah. Then what happens is that they're always in their mind. There's little things to do. And it just seems like it's either laziness or they just don't have the ideas or they're too afraid to do the ideas. It's better to ask for forgiveness than for permission.
Yeah.
That's always my case.
Yeah.
I'll just fucking do it. I don't care. You're going to yell at me for making money? You're an idiot.
Yeah, bro.
Like, it's like, what do you, the whole purpose of this is that we're selling a fantasy. We're creating an environment that's conducive for money. Why are we not maximizing that? Why are good ideas not expressed or taken or put into action? No matter where it comes from, it's still a good idea.
Yeah.
Like one of the things I had at the club we had a congestion problem with all the bar stools. I said, get those motherfuckers out of here at 10 o'clock. They go, what? I go, put them in the back. Leave 4 total. 2 on this side, 2 on the other side. The rest of them are in the back. They go, why? Because it'll force people to go sit into the club. Then we can charge for fucking boots. Then we can hook them up with this and get them that. We have regular seats in there, which is fine, but we don't want this congestion here. They got their back to the fucking stage.
Yeah, yeah.
And then you can't get past over there because there's so many fucking strippers and guys hanging out at the bar. Get away from the bar.
Get them on that fucking floor.
Exactly. And it's like such a simple thing. And I told it to one manager and he fucking blew up at me. And I'm like, don't you see it? Like, it's so obvious. And it's like, it's the fact that it came from me. The fact that they don't want to look foolish, or they really are fucking stupid.
Fucking Ellis Camino.
I know, man. I could go on and on about this stuff because it's.
But you're right about it all, brother.
To me,
That's
it makes so
crazy.
To me, it makes so much sense, and it's so obvious to me. And it's like, if it's obvious to me, why is it not obvious to you? Yeah. Like, this is your job. Like, being a manager ain't fucking hard, bro. It really isn't. It's not hard at clubs because the place pretty much runs itself. You may have to go to the safe every one and that. I mean, I've seen managers. One thing that I used to do too is I used to greet every single table. Hey, are you having a good time? Is there something we can get for you? I'm the GM. What can I do for? Oh, wow. Hey, we're having a great time. Get out there, mingle with the people, give them your card. Say, hey, if you want to come back and do a booth or something, call me up. Like, It's your job to cultivate those relationships. And they just, either I got trained too well, or I see it too well, or I understand it too well. And I get frustrated when I don't see it because it's like, this is a business.
You and me both, brother.
And you're running this right into the fucking ground. You have you have a license to basically fucking steal. And you just don't want to maximize it, or you want to do the bare minimum? Like, like what is the deal? Like, what is the problem? And that's when the club that we worked at, like, this is what really pissed me off. They said there were complaints about me. Okay. Find out there weren't any. I was like, so what was the issue? You just didn't like me?
Ellis Camino.
I know. That's the part that really got me upset because it was like, I mean, I fucking crushed it. And I was like,
bro, that's why the industry out here, that's why I always was trying to press really hard to get me back to Cali, and why I still
it's the same problems out there. I'm telling you, like,
I get it. It's everywhere right now, but
difficulty.
The industry out here just makes you just not want to even be in it anymore because of the nonsense and the bullshit and the fuckery. Thank God you got your pile driver and your tattoo gun, bro. You know what I mean?
I got there was a club out here that I got fired for being a tattoo artist too, because I had a little studio, and the manager saw these girls kicking me off, 80, 100 here and there. They're leaving deposits for their boyfriends to get ink.
Yeah.
He's like, well, where's my cut of that? I'm like, cut of what? This is a side business. This has nothing to do with you. And he was so jealous that he suspended me. And then he took me off suspension early and didn't tell me. And then I was fired for no call, no show. And I was like, really? You fucking coward.
Wow, bro.
Yeah, I was like,
that's
that
what
is
I don't
some
get
shady
is
shit, dude. It's like
the pussiness of motherfuckers too that just can't come real with you face to face and say, hey, what the fuck? You know what I mean?
Well, what do you care if I'm tattooing? That's nothing to do with you. You gave me the worst days, and I had the worst days of the week. And some of the dancers would go to the managers like, how come we can't give our best DJ some more days? Which one's the best DJ? And they'd say my real name, and they would be like, we had one DJ got sick one time. I mean, he got bad sick. And all these shifts opened up.
HIV or what?
No. I wish. He got some kind of bronchial thing, and he was out for like at least 2 weeks. Instead of splitting those shifts up with all of us, the manager took them.
Oh yeah.
So he DJ'd, and he was.
I've been in
awful.
those situations too.
Why don't you spread that shit out for us, man? I was like, you have a morality issue here. I said,
bro, greed and fucking titles, bro.
I mean, this guy was so fat, Wayne. I mean, you would need a fucking search party to find his fucking dick. His belly stuck out 3 feet from his fucking.
I think I might know who you're talking
was just,
about.
and he was so fat, and I was like, bro, and his pants couldn't even go around his waist. It had to go like below his belly because it was just, I mean, it would just hang over. And I'm like, I was like, dude, man, I thought to myself, and my mind goes to weird places. Like, I bet the smell is ridiculous. And I was like, and he was
probably worse than Indian shit.
And he was so horrible to the dancers. Oh yeah, he was so horrible to the dancers. And I was like, do you know that like if you weren't in this job, you could never pull this shit anywhere in your fucking life? I was like, Jesus Christ, dude. I was like, once you sit down before your water breaks.
Fuck.
He was a fucking fat ass.
These fucking disgusting punk limp dick motherfuckers, man.
Well, and that's the thing too. It's like, you know, as I realize now, I can't change who I am. I've tried to like tone it down, put face makeup on, all that shit.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. As soon as I get on that microphone, they fucking hate me.
Now, when you're on the mic, is it Ellis Camino?
No, I mean, I use it depends on I usually use my real name. See, this is the problem. If I don't tell clubs that I have this other persona, I do get spotted. I do get recognized. I mean, I was an AVN nominated porn star, so it's not like I'm like in hiding.
Yeah.
Now I'm all over Twitter. I'm all over the internet. You can look up Ellis Camino 666. So if I don't say anything, it does come out, and then I'm fucking in trouble. If I say it, I'm already in trouble. So there's just no way to like get around it. Now, if, like I said before, as a female, they'd be all over me. But the fact that I'm, you know, and some of the girls that I work with are porn stars, and they're like, "Oh shit, I know you. What are you doing? What are you up to?" And I'm like, "Oh, hey," you know, and they're like, "Hey, maybe we can do content." I'm like, "That sounds great. Let's set something up." That happens. But like, that's the business that I'm in. So it's okay for them, but not okay for me. And it's funny because the one thing I always get is the porn stars never complain about me. I'm like, yeah, I'm sure they don't. Because they don't, because we all know each other.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, and I have a good rep, and I have a good I have a good following, and I have a good track record with a lot of,
good fucking pile driver.
Well, there's a lot of girls that like some talent you just don't get along with, and there's bad blood, and it happens not because of this or that. It's just, people just don't get. It's not a personal thing. It's like sometimes you just don't vibe with people, and they don't like you, or it's very catty, like all businesses are. You know, you're dealing with, you know, most of them are, you know, there's a lot of narcissistic personality. So I mean, it's just, it is what it is. Some people, I don't like me and I don't like them. And I'm like, whatever. We just don't get along, or they pulled something and I didn't put up with it. It's just, there's all kinds of weird dynamics. But at the same time, it's like, I can't help who I am, and I can't help my attitude or how I carry myself or how I perform and this and that. To me, it's just like, what do you want to do here? Do you want to make money, or is it about your ego? Yeah. So if it's about your ego, I'm not going to do well here, because it's, you know, when you have a larger than life personality and then you go in there and then it's like, well, do you want your DJ to have, it's frustrating because it's like, well, do you want your DJ to sound good and be a good personality on the microphone? Or do you want a guy that's like terrible and the girls are pissed off because he sucks? You're not making them the money. So where's the line drawn? Like, who gives a shit? Like, all right, big deal. I don't care. A lot of clubs don't care. A lot of clubs do care. Yeah. A lot of people get.
It's like my boy Ryan Jackson out there. He's a huge rock star in the industry, been around forever. I'm always hyping him up on here, and it seems like his club can't deal with his rock star persona. You know what I mean? And unfortunately, it fucking singles him out on certain shit, and it's unfair. It's fucked up, bro. You know what I mean? But I've been in those situations myself. You either got managers that can handle that kind of shit, or that can, and you know, it either works or it don't. You know what I mean? That's why, like, some spots, like the one homie out there, Nato, you know, in Cali, would be calling me 2 Week Wayne, but it's because I know whether some shit's gonna work or not. You know what I mean? And I ain't gonna waste my time or that club's time. You know what I mean? Like, fuck the nonsense. We all in this game for money. We all in this game because we don't want 9 to 5s. We don't want to be out doing construction.
Plus, we get cash right then and there. Yeah. That's what we mean. But that's the thing is, our job requires a certain amount of skills. Either you have it or you don't.
Yeah.
How many times have you auditioned someone that says they can DJ and they don't make it and they go, You're like, yeah, you can't do this, dude.
Yeah, bro.
You can play music all day long, but if you can't talk,
exactly.
You're
and
screwed.
That's the biggest thing. That's why I try telling people, like, hey, man, you know, like you might, if you really think you can DJ, here's the mic right now. Say some shit.
That's my favorite when I go to.
You know what I mean?
When I go to a new club to audition, I always say I've never spoken on the mic before.
And what do they say?
The DJ's like, oh, really? Never I was like, no, I've never done this before. I said, so I'm a little nervous. And I always do that because I just think it's funny. And they're like, all right, here we go. Go ahead, talk. And I just fucking jump right into it like no big deal. And I was just like.
That's why it was dope when I first met you, because you were chilling at the bar. I think it was like on a Monday night, a Sunday or a Monday night. And
yeah.
Because at that time when I first started at my spot, I was doing Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
That's right. I just got hired at the other club and I was there celebrating and just kind of hanging out.
And you kind of came over and asked me to play a couple rock songs. And then, but you were also being cool because you were like, yo, bro, you sound great on the mic, or I like your energy in here, da-da-da-da-da-da. And that's few and far in between out here in Vegas. So it caught me off guard because I was like, I told you, I've been getting shitted on out here in Vegas.
I don't know why, because you're a great DJ.
Planet.
You are.
You know
I mean, I'm not
trying
to could jam in your podcast and all.
Yeah. I mean, you already shitted on me on my podcast. So I'm buying a GoPro right when I get the fuck home. The GoPro's going on the head.
Put it this way.
Yeah. You fucked me, Ellis.
But you are a great DJ and you have a really good voice and you play really good music. And
I appreciate that,
when I heard you, I was like, oh, finally, there's someone who is actually good on the fucking microphone. I wasn't annoyed when I heard you. I wasn't like, oh, what's this guy? Would shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
there's times
I've been places where I'm like,
there's times I want to
shut the fuck up.
Dude, here's some money. Just be quiet. Just don't talk. You just can't. And then when you were at my club and you heard me, you were like, you didn't even know I was there.
No.
And then when you're like,
that's why I was at the end of the bar and I was like, the fuck is this? And then I look and then I saw that it was you and I was like, oh shit.
It's weird, huh? Yeah, I get that a lot. People like, oh, this guy. And then I get on there and they're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
My voice is, I mean, that was the thing too. When I first started DJing, I used to record myself in the audience. I was like, God, I sound like that. That sounds like shit. I said, I have to change that. And then I worked on it and I perfected it. And I was listening to like and I did some research about tones, people's tone of their voice. So when you listen to someone's tone of their voice, it'll have a visceral reaction. You'll react to it. Like, you know, those DJs that have really high pitched voice, they start talking to me, what the fuck?
Yeah.
The crowd clicks. They're like, oh, that's not good. Or like when you or I get on the microphone, the crowd's like, oh, fuck yeah. It's a tone, it's a level that you have to express because it's not just about you. And that's why it makes me super mad because the guy that taught me, his name was Bill Vaugh, and he was the best strip club DJ I ever heard in my fucking life. He was smooth. He had a great voice. He was hilarious. And he just fucking had it, man. He was like, bam. And he said the most hilarious shit I never heard. I was like, God, this guy's the shit. So when he trained me, I was really grateful because he broke down the science of it.
Yeah.
Guys have been drinking. They're sexually charged. They don't really have, they're not really hearing us, but they hear us. That's why I try to say the same thing at the same time, just a little bit different. You know the term building your room.
Yeah.
Right. And that's somehow got lost. And I still do that to this day. And they're like, well, you kind of say the same things. I'm like, you're listening to me. They're not. Yeah. That's why I promote, dancing at this time, the bar, this and that. It's subliminal because they hear it, but they don't know that they hear it. Like back in the days of the movie theater, they would flash popcorn every 20 frames. And popcorn sales went through the fucking roof. And soda sales, and people got thirsty. It's the same thing, except you can actually hear me. Yeah. Grocery stores used to play that weird music in the grocery store. That was subliminal. They were telling you to buy extra shit, and they got caught, and they can't do that anymore. So learning that and having Bill teach me the science, he goes, this is all they give a shit about. They don't hear this, but they hear this, this, and this. These are the triggers. I said, okay. So I took that, took what he taught me, took how my voice sounded and listening to like certain tones of like Casey Kasem, prime example, or certain other DJs, like they have that very pleasant voice. Yeah. That nice radio.
I'd like to hear you commentate some porn sometime, like a dude just fucking, like, oh, I used to commentate. This guy's big fat fucking dick smacking on that bitch's clit.
I used to commentate.
Oh shit, he just shot his shit all over her fat fucking tits.
I do it in my own.
Right.
But that's where it's just like one of those things where it's like I try to really work on the way I sound, how I sound, the tone of my voice, Like for me, I don't have to turn the volume up too loud because my voice carries.
Yeah, same here. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's just like, but we worked on that. It's not something we just decided to do.
I always kind of fucked around practicing DJing like in the shower and shit.
Or,
you know what I mean?
with the
Or
tape
like,
recorder.
or yeah. Or if I was dipping in my car, like when I'd have to go do auditions, I was letting the radio play whatever song, and then I'm just imagining.
Yeah. Well, when I go to
bitches up on stage or whatever, you know.
If I'm going to a club and I'm auditioning, I try to know the club's name like really good. So when I get there, because sometimes you'd be working at one club forever, and
and you start announcing.
You're like, you gotta stop yourself. Do you have Is there an opening that you do when you first start the shift? Is there an opening like, hey, we're getting this party started? Is there something that you actually do to get everything going?
I try to just go like this: nuts, nuts, balls, balls, chin, chin, forehead, forehead. 1, 2, 1, 2. And then I'll give it an opening of something beautiful and romantic and spicy and smack my cock on the deck a few times and the night begins.
Yeah, that was very graphic. Do you have to stand on something to get it up there? Because you said you're not.
I mean, the steamboat, it's there, but it's little, you know what I mean?
Well, I heard it from what the girls tell me. It's you can't touch the bottom of a tuna can, but you can touch all the sides.
Yeah. It's tiny, but it's like a ragu bottle. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's funny.
Wait.
My whole thing was when I do it, it's like prestige worldwide. I just always say that when I'm testing the mic.
Oh, shit, from the little homies.
From Step Brothers. Yeah. I do that one. I used to do boats and hose, and I got in trouble for that one. Because I don't like to do testing, check. Like, that just sounds terrible. I'm prestige worldwide. And then I would always be like, when I start the shift, it's like, I always call, ladies stand by for rotation. So they know that it's starting. So they're not like in the back screwing off or whatever. Yeah. And then I'll be like, the drinks are flowing and the girls are in motion. Welcome to insert club name here. Let's get this party started. Let's welcome to the main stage and just put insert dancer name here. I always use Jasmine or Mercedes. That's one of the most common ones.
Yeah.
Or Lexus. It's just like, try to give something from like, let's bring a Double D and Dynamite. That's one of my favorites.
Nice.
Buckle those safety belts. We got dangerous curves ahead. Yeah, there's a little something there. Now, if they have something unique to their personality, I'll try to add that to it and announce them. We had a girl that looked like the girl from The Fifth Element. So I'd be like, our very own intergalactic superstar, our fifth element. Let's welcome, whatever her name was.
Yeah.
And she had the orange hair and everything, and the fucking guys ate that shit up.
Yeah. It's all about using your imagination. Like DJ Toddles, when he was on here, DJ Todd, he was saying, like you just gotta, use your tools and use your imagination and use what others got to like.
But if you're not having fun, then there's some clubs that I worked at that they don't want you to talk.
Yeah.
They want you to call the standby and the girl to the stage, and that is it.
I know, and that's why their clubs are whack and you're bored, and when you're sitting in
standby,
there.
Jasmine, standby. Let's welcome Jasmine to the main stage.
Yeah.
Jasmine, stage 1. You're like, dude, this is so boring. Then I had to go to a club where I had to talk again. I was like, I'm so used to just going. But that's the thing is nobody ever misses a stage when I DJ because you can hear my voice. That's the one thing that's
what I laugh when they do miss stages at where places I've worked. I'm like, you just didn't go up there because I know my voice is loud and clear in this motherfucker.
You call the standby. One of my biggest pet peeves is when they know they're going to go up. And they'll try to rope that dance right before they go.
Yeah, exactly.
Just come fucking talk to me. Like say, hey, skip me. I girls in the club are like, I'm working this guy on a VIP. Can you skip me? I'm like, you're skipped. Well, look at that, you're skipped.
Yeah,
it's super easy. Just communicate with me. Like we're here to help you make the money. We're not here to but you flipping me off because you're not going to stage now. It's like fuck, you knew for fucking 6 girls you were going. It's like courtesy. I don't know. It's just I think you and I are used to things being done a certain way before. That worked out really well. And then now the environment has evolved into just,
shit show.
Just nonsense. It's like, that's why it's not doing good. And the thing is, people are like, oh, it's the internet. It's like, no, it's not. People still like human interaction and you can't get that anywhere else. You can only get that at the club. Yeah. That's what people don't get. It's like, if you're going to be, internet porn and they can do chat rooms. It's like, yeah, but people like the physical.
Yeah.
They like to actually talk to somebody.
Yeah. They want to be interacting. They want to drink the environment, the atmosphere.
And there's no dancer training either when it comes down to, like how to talk to a customer. I'm like, don't talk about yourself. They don't want to hear about your fucking kids. They don't want to hear about your boyfriend or this going on with you. All they want to talk about is themselves. That's all you have to do.
Yeah.
It's just talk to them about them. Make them feel like they're the handsomest guy in the club. Oh, I don't go for looks, but I dig your look. Whatever it takes. But it's about them. They're here for the experience. Now, the other thing that I found out, like doing this that I didn't really realize before, some guys enjoy shitting on hot girls. And this is the only place that they could do that. And I thought to myself, why the fuck are they not kicked out of the club?
Yeah.
Because that's completely disrespectful. Fuck you. I'm not going to dance from you. It's like, I'd be like, bro, I don't care what you paid. You're out.
Yeah.
This is this is a place of respect.
Exactly.
If you can't respect them.
You do get some of those dickheads.
Yeah,
like
they're
that.
fucking, they're like, oh, you can just shit on them and they have to take it. It's like, what are you here for?
Yeah.
This is a place where you won't get rejected. This is a place where you can get a girl to like at least rub up on you,
Yeah.
This is not I remember the one episode you had where the guys are like, they spent $100,000 in here. Like, what do you get for that? You don't get much.
Yeah.
You get company, but you don't get any, like, what was that Chris
It was
Rock
with
song?
my boy right here. He was asking about that.
Oh, okay. There's no sex in the champagne room.
Yeah.
You don't want champagne. You want sex, and there's no sex in the champagne room. It's a fantasy. I mean, if you're gonna, the thing that people don't understand is like some of these guys will rack up like $100,000 bill and they'll try to cancel their credit card or cancel the charge. They're trying to scam, the system. They want to play baller, and it's just like, oh, it's on my credit card. If you got money to spend like that, like he said, go to the fucking bunny ranch. Don't be. You're going to get something out of it. If you want to get your zipper scraping you to death, then spend that money at the strip club. That's
right.
You're going to
Remember them old school days when I'd get dances and my dick, I'd leave the strip club and my dick's raw as a motherfucker, bro. The little steamboat's just sitting there like, fuck, what'd you do to me? And I'm waking up the next day and I got to Vaseline the little fucker all up and shit. Because it's just beat the shit off of some bump and grind.
My old I worked at a strip club. A tattoo shop in Fort Collins, and he decided to go to the strip club one time. And he used to wear these soccer shorts.
Oh yeah,
and they were so thin.
Umbro.
They were
like
almost
the Umbro,
like they were
Adidas
almost
style
like they weren't even two-sided.
Yeah.
Like they were like, I mean, he had literally wore those to the strip club, and it was like, dude, it's like he's basically. It's like, I was like,
bro, that's what I used to say when I worked at TJ Showgirls over there off Beach Boulevard.
Wow.
Stanton, California.
I know
they were
TJs.
little dolphin fucking shorts, bro. And these old ass man walking around with big ass forearms for dicks and shit. Hard as fuck, just walking around the club.
TJ's is a great club, dude. That was a fun place.
Bro, that's I had managed there for however many years and then DJ'd there as well. And
that was a good club. That was a club you could have fun in.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, I remember TJ's. Oh yeah, right by Huntington Beach.
Yeah. Super dope ass little spot, bro. Fun as fuck.
Some of those smaller clubs are fun as fuck if they're done right. But that's the thing. It's like you got these, they're complaining that it's dead everywhere. I was in Sapphires. That place was jumping. My friend's a floor host over there and he works in the VIP area. He makes $4,000 a fucking week. I was like, Jesus.
Yeah.
I was like, if they're okay, now here's the thing is, when's the last time any of these managers went over to Sapphires? If they're fucking killing it, obviously they're doing something right. So why don't get your ass?
I haven't been over there in forever, but I didn't like it over there the few times I did. Like I said, it was some rude behavior.
Oh, well, those girls are like
conceited, cocksucker.
Yeah.
No, the guys that work.
Really? I haven't experienced that. They've been actually pretty cool with me.
I mean, it's been a long ass time, so I might have to just pop up in there and let the little dick do his thing and see what I can fill out over there. You know what I mean?
My favorite club.
They got hot chicks over there.
They do, but like, I'm not, you know what?
Was any of them asking about me?
I didn't.
Either Wayne Sikk or Xavier Ullman?
At Sapphires?
Yeah.
I wasn't there that long.
Please don't disrespect me twice on my own fucking show, man. This motherfucker.
I didn't talk to a lot of the girls. I was talking to my
get a GoPro, Wayne.
to my friend.
You fucked me hard, brother.
No. Hey, I was trying to give you constructive criticism to elevate your stuff. I mean, from experience, I was trying. If my answers upset you, then don't ask upsetting questions.
No. I take it as it comes. It's all.
No, I heard that you take
the GoPro's fucking. The GoPro's getting bought tonight.
You get them cheap on Amazon.
Yeah, that's where I'm going.
Yeah,
brother.
just put it like a headband. Boom, you got that.
And then I'm setting up that fucking circle jerk in like fucking a week.
That's great.
10 guys, right?
Yeah, I'm
and then I'm giving you a call to say,
I'm busy on that day, just so you know.
Ellis Camino, your boy's ready for porno. Help me out.
I'll be busy that day.
It's all right. I'll send you the video footage of it and
wonderful.
let you know that I'm ready and good to go for
that sounds great.
my promo audition.
Yeah, we'll get
porno audition.
Yeah, probably not.
This motherfucker.
No, I mean, that's the thing is like when I was let go of the club that we worked at, one of the things that I really felt bad about is you, because you vouched for me and I didn't want to embarrass you and I didn't want to make you look like you made a wrong choice. And that's what upset me the most, because I try to do my best over there. I mean, shit, I made like 400 on a Thursday night and I was like, no one else had done that. I was like, dude, like, and then on the bad days I was crushing it and they were just, I was like, what is the problem over here? Like, do you not want a good DJ? Do you want this? Like, what is the deal? And then when they told me what was said about me, and then when I pressed them on it, there wasn't anything. And I was like, so what is, one of the things that was like, oh, you're hitting them up for tattoos. I was like, yeah, I'm a tattoo artist.
Yeah.
They said, we like your tattoos. Where'd you get them? I'm an artist. Here's my Instagram page. Like, what is wrong with that? Like, we're not supposed to share Instagrams? Like, then they find the other one. Well, that's not my fault. I didn't put it out there. It's you look through my stuff, you're going to find me. Or somebody recognizes me and they tell someone else. I got in trouble for a club where they found my Twitter page. They looked at it and showed everybody in the dressing room. I got in trouble. And I'm like, how the fuck am I in trouble? Well, they were looking at your stuff and I was like, so? I was like, it's all over the internet. It's not a big fucking secret. And that's the thing where I didn't say it up front. Like, well, you didn't tell us that in the beginning. I'm like, well, how the fuck do how are you supposed to broach that situation? How am I supposed to, hey, by the way.
I don't think I would be saying shit until it has to come out, to be honest.
Well, and then I get
like when I start the Pussy Monster, man,
you're going to make, to be honest, I'm going to be honest with you, and I'm not trying to shit on you, so don't take this wrong. I think you have a good idea. I think that's a really clever niche idea. I think you should run with that. The Pussy Monster, I think that's hilarious. And I think you got a niche that will probably work. I'm being honest with you.
Well, I appreciate that. You redeemed yourself, Ellis.
Thank you. Thank you.
Ellis fucking Camino, party people, is in the building right now.
Yeah. Is there anything else that you wanted to ask me about, like business-wise? We covered so much already.
Yeah. No, this turned out a lot better than I thought, brother.
Oh, thanks.
And I really appreciate that.
I have a little podcast experience.
I appreciate you coming on and blessing me with your presence right here.
Well, this has been a long time in the making.
Yeah,
we had a couple of things and our schedules just seemed to vibe. I felt bad about the one that you had the girl on and then she canceled. And
she got all nervous too. She probably got scared, but it's all right.
Well, it's just like we said before, if you're not used to talking into a microphone,
they might be used to talking into different microphones. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Way.
It's that's the thing too. It's getting thought out there, and podcast is really popular, and it just has to be consistent, which is what you're doing. I like your podcast.
I thank you, brother. Thank you.
And the thing that I appreciate about it too is like I hear the same problems. So I'm not the only one.
Yeah.
It's just, and that's what It's too bad we can't unionize the DJs and they'd be fucked.
Yeah, right.
Oh, but it's this minimum. You got to pay us this much. I mean, it's.
Yes, that's what I don't get. We'll end it with this, because these dancers or entertainers act like we're getting like fucking $50 an hour or a certain salary, $100,000 a year or something.
Minimum wage plus tips.
Yeah.
And back then that was great because we'd make it a couple $100 a night. Yeah. Now we're not even making anything.
The minimum wage is dog shit as is already, and then you got these chicks giving you $3, $5, $10, or capping you off at $20, and it's like, bro, what the fuck? What? Like, I'm not giving you that kind of service. Like, fuck, I get it. If I'm whack or we're whack and we shitty, of course, be my guest. Give me dog shit. But if we excel and we're fucking propelling you and making you a bunch of money and making the environment fun and everyone wanting to party, drink, fucking make dough and kick ass,
I don't think they realize,
reward us the right way.
I don't think they realize what goes into our job. I don't think they really understand
10% of everything, not just 10% of your stage or 10% of your VIP only, or it's the whole fucking pot.
Here's the thing that really makes it like will blow your mind. What the word tip actually means. To ensure performance. That's what the word tip means.
Nice.
To ensure performance. That's what it breaks down to. So by you tipping us out, you're ensuring our performance. You're going to make sure that we take good care of you. Now, if you don't want that good service, that's great, but you can't complain about it. You're not paying you're not paying for the extra.
Yeah.
So if you want extra, pay for extra. You know, it's to me, it's just like, I mean, and I was trained, and luckily where I started from, it was not like that. I remember it being that way, where it was like, you're tipping out or you don't work here. Yeah. And there was a minimum tip out too. Minimum is $10.
Like, bro, I'd rather have 20 solid ass chicks, everyone on the same page, than 40 or 60 chicks giving me $3 to $5 all night.
I had girls that didn't tip me at all. And then I have some girls that as soon as they arrive, they're tipping me $40 from the get-go. And it's like, how is this and not these? And these are girls that have been in the club business for a while. They understand that taking care of the DJ
I even
is really
got
important.
Some girls these days in the industry that been in forever and still try to put a cap on you or give you some bullshit. You know what I mean? But you're the best DJ. You're the greatest DJ. Da-da-da. And it's like, man,
do you think it's because the managers take such a huge cut?
Oh, yeah.
And the floor hosts, like, they don't have,
here,
when it gets time for us, it's like, well, we don't have anything left.
Out here, man, it makes me want to put hang the mic up and go and get me one of them pretty fucking stitched up fucking wannabe fucking dickhead suits and some pretty ass fucking shoes and shine the little bitches up and be a host myself.
I think
I'm host Wayne.
If they pulled the tips from the floor host and they pulled the tips,
I'm host Wayne.
Yeah, host.
Let me sit you down and give you one of these fucking girls to sit on your fucking lap and then give me 30 or 40% when she's done with you. Thank you.
The worst ones are the guys from India. I'm not trying to be racist.
No, I know.
But they're like, it's funny because I went over to them and we had a group of them and they were sipping off the same beer.
Yeah.
They were sharing the fucking beer. And I'm like, where is the floor host? Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
And I was like, do you guys need some singles for the stage? No, we don't want any singles. I go, you need to have some singles. You guys want to grow for dances? No, we're not getting any dances while we're here. It's like, you can't be here.
We should have did this whole podcast in that voice.
Would you like to have dances? No, I do not. It just helps the story. I'm not trying to be racist. It's just how the story goes.
Dude,
if I was doing
nailing it too, bro. And they stink and they fucking, but they want the most bang for the less of their buck.
I got in trouble.
Pretend like I'm a dancer in that voice, and my name will be my dancer name's gonna be Eternity.
Eternity, we don't want any dances from you. No. We're happy with our single beer sipping on it.
What if I take you back to the VIP and suck your little dick?
No, I don't have money for that. I always ask them if they're 7-Eleven or 9-11, and they get really pissed off when I ask them that one.
Fuck. Don't give me
7-Eleven or 9-11? Which one are you? It's a good question. Or are you or are they someone?
What
says,
do they say when you say that?
They just give me the blank stare. They just give me the blank stare.
Fuck.
I always ask them when someone says if someone's an Indian, I go, are they customer service or casino worker? Like which kind are we talking about here?
Shit.
Yeah, the 7-Eleven or 9-11 is my favorite one. They get fucking pissed.
Unfucking believable that one.
Next time you see them in the club, you're going to think about that one. You'll be like, are they 9-11 or 7-Eleven? We need to find out.
Fuck.
Because Hindus are 7-Eleven, but Muslims are 9-11.
Yeah.
I'm glad this was our last podcast.
Ellis Camino party people, thank you so much, Ellis, for coming on, brother.
It's been a real pleasure.
Let them know any of your socials or any of your
you can do
platforms.
Ellis Camino 666, and that's on my Instagram, and that's on my Twitter page. I have clips available on OnlyFans. Website's coming out with some new project stuff, so stay tuned for that.
Shit,
So,
all right.
yeah.
And are you DJing anywhere right now?
I'm not DJing anywhere right now, so
Just tattooing?
I'm tattooing, so you can hit me up on those platforms, and you could direct message me if you want some ink. So my Instagram handle for tattooing is Titan Tattoo. So that's TEITAN Tattoo. It's easy to find the little T logo. Have on
Yeah, nice.
Yeah,
nice.
and then you can find me that way, and mention the Wayne Sikk podcast. I'll give you 10% off on your.
Oh
your ink.
shit! Much love, brother.
Of
Hell
course,
yeah.
of course, yeah. And then that's when I do start DJing again, I'll be on the Ellis platform where I'll be telling people like, hey, I'm DJing over here. Come check me out.
Yeah, yeah.
I do have an audition tomorrow, so we'll see how that goes.
Really? Out here or in LA?
It's out here. So we'll see. I'm not really, they didn't tell me, I went there before and they said, we don't hire people in face tattoos. Well, they had a restructuring of the management. So I called again. I go, hey, I went and I applied a couple months ago. They told me because I have face tattoos. They go, no, we don't care about that anymore. So come in and on this particular day at this time, I said, okay, I'll come down there and I'll do it and we'll see what happens. Nice. I'm thinking it's going to be a no, but we'll just see. I always accept no. It's always no.
Well, we'll wish you the best on that, brother.
Well, thank you.
Thank you so much for coming on. I'm glad we got to get this rocking finally. I think it's going to be a good episode dropping. And much love, brother, and appreciate you. And yeah, man. Party
Thanks
people.
Very much.
Wayne Sikk podcast.
I appreciate it.
The homie Ellis Camino. Get on Pornhub or get on his OnlyFans, beat off to his pile driver, get at him for a tattoo, and be on the lookout for me and my GoPro. Much love. Pussy Monsters coming to a coochie near you.